was to make mine hell. I was looking forward to moving on. From school and from this town, which kept me in a time capsule. I could never break from the tragedy that colored everyone's view of me, but I was tired of fighting their judgment, pity, and disgust. I've been here a long time. Principal Matlin glanced back at the students in the stands, bringing me back to the present. And this class will always be the one that stays in my heart. The tragic loss of Colton Harris was far, far too great of a price, and we nearly lost 2 others. I could feel everyone's regard turn to me, sizzling my already scorching skin. Their sympathy was laced heavily with scorn. The scarlet letter branded into my chest, crucifying me. I could almost hear their thoughts. Why did she live, while our golden boy, the local football hero, the one destined to bring this town glory, is dead? Everyone treated Colton like a king in life and a saint in death. The perfect, wholesome boy. But I knew the truth. The mention of his name still made my stomach tighten with agony. I had come to peace with Colton, but his name still evoked emotions, memories, and the naive, simple world I had lived in before the accident. Sounds of his laughter and images of his easy-going smile, mixed with tires squealing and the crunching of metal, pumped my heart into panic. He was a bright star, whose light went out way too soon. Someone whose pure heart and soul were almost bigger than his talent in football. I tipped my head down at Matlin's statement, pressing my lips together. Pure? Colton was certainly far from that. He should be here, sitting next to his peers, planning his future. It reminds me to tell you that while you should go out and celebrate this big step and achievement, I beg you to please be safe. Looking over at my ex-friends, Colton's friends, I knew none of them would heed her warning. Most of the school would be at Jason's house, a huge graduation party catered to our class, while Carrie and Dan provided alcohol and pot. The parties paused, but didn't really stop after the accident. It had been a full school year since Colton died, and their memory of his death faded like a faraway dream. Colton may have died, but it wouldn't happen to them, right? They were invincible. I wiggled on the bench. I knew if nothing had happened that fateful night, I'd still be sitting with them, next to Colton, ignoring the principal, and talking about the party that night. Colton would be hinting at getting laid. I could see it perfectly. But it was like watching a movie. Another girl, another life. I certainly wasn't the same person I had been last September. That night I almost died, my world shattered. But instead of crippling me, I woke up. The bubble of my perfect life popped, and I realized I had been blind. I'd played a part, pleased others, and acted as the girl everyone liked, with no real clue to who I really was. That girl was long gone. "Congratulations, graduates!" the principal yelled into the mic, and the entire football field and stands exploded in cheers and applause of excitement. Caps sailed into the air, along with hundreds of balloons. It was bittersweet. I was glad to end this chapter of my life, but Colton's loss still numbed the excitement I should have felt. No matter what he had done, I missed him so much. He had been my friend, my boyfriend. He should have been here, with his twin, whose seat was also vacant. Throngs of people moved around, hugging and cheering, running to their friends. The elation in the atmosphere should have been contagious, but it only scraped against my nerves. Squeals pierced my ears as groups of girls jumped up and down, hugging each other. Guys bounced off each other's chests in a display of amplified testosterone. I knew every single person here, but not one person from my class took notice of me, except for a quick glance and scowl. The only group I might get a welcome from wasn't even here. "Whiskey!" A loud voice penetrated through the horde, cutting out all other noise like a scalpel. Stevie's nickname for me was because not only did my name